listening to Paul?
Because that's how you got the message of Jesus Christ, was through his apostles. He didn't write anything.
But Jesus was there. Joe, lock in. Why am I listening to Paul if I can talk to Jesus?
How are you talking to Jesus?
Why do I listen to Paul if I could go directly to Jesus? Why am I talking to him?
Because you can't. How do you do that?
He wrote scriptures of the Bible, didn't he?
He did not write anything. You are incorrect.
Yes, he did.
What? What did he write? Show me one thing. Show me what he wrote.
Can
you show me what he wrote?
And this is why.
He didn't write anything.
This is why. Joe, shut the
You shut up. Answer the question. Answer the question.
No. I'm going to drop you. Reveal yourself.
Yeah, I'm the queen, Ray Radica, XOXO. Mwah.
Good evening.
Joe, can we have your age?
Yeah, I'm 42.
Can we assume your pronouns are he?
Yeah, you just he, him is fine.
Go ahead and speak on the topic.
Yeah, so when you say wives, why should wives submit to their husbands? I really only think that this was within the prism of Christian ethics or possibly religious ethics. Within it, hang on. Let me make my case real quick.
I'm letting you know that no, it's not.
Can I make my case?
That are not Christian that expect submission. There are other religions that expect submission, and there are people that are atheist and agnostic that also expect submission.
I was just about to make that. I was just about to make that case, but you gotta let
that we're not. I'm letting you know they're not in the confines of a specific religion.
But Christian should submit to their husbands, right?
No, none of us should.
Then why? So then, how could you be a Christian if you don't follow Christianity?
Because God said we're not supposed to have false idols.
Yeah, but I mean, in the book of Paul, we literally have marriage vows, which is discussing that wives need to submit to their husbands.
That would be us submitting to the word of Paul, and God told us not to do that.
Well, who's the delivery of God's word?
God.
And how does he deliver that word?
Through himself.
Okay, so God wrote the Bible?
That was what y'all said. I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay, I'm talking about from the Christian view. How does God relay?
That was what was said.
No, God uses prophets and people in order to relay his word.
Yeah, but then he also told us to not worship false idols. And what the scripture that you're asking us to follow would be worshiping a false idol. Because the definition of submit is to yield to a superior force or the will or authority of another person. If I'm supposed to submit to God and not have anyone above him, why would I be submitting to my husbands? That will be putting him before God.
Why did Jesus incarnate as a man?
I'm asking a question. Don't ask me a question.
Okay, well to
answer my question.
To respond to your question, because
why am I submitting to a man when God told me not to have false idols?
Well, God does allow you to submit to him. He incarnated as a man, and Paul and his apostles were very clear that you needed to submit to your husband. The incarnation is as a man, and the man operates as the Christ head in the marriage. That's what the marriage is about. That's what submission is. You are to submit to your husband as you would unto the Lord. The reason that Christ incarnated on the earth as a man, the reason that marriage...
I asked, why should I be listening to Paul?
I'm trying to tell you. Because
you're talking to me about Jesus,
is the Godhead.
I wanted to know why you were listening.
The husband's representing the Godhead. That's why.
Joe, you believe in submission real bad? I need you to submit to my rules. When I'm talking, you're not. Okay? So first things first, I'm asking you, why should we be listening to Paul?
Because
why should we listen
for the same reason?
I'm not done.
Okay.
Hello.
I thought you're asking me a question.
If my voice is still going, yours shouldn't be, Joe, and I will drop you if you can't get it together.
You're
Shut up. And I will be I don't give a damn about you thinking I'm a This just telling you to shut the up while she's talking. Why the am I supposed to listen to Paul? Paul's not goddamn Jesus. Why am I listening to Paul?
Why would you listen to you're listening to all of Jesus's disciples?
I'm so sorry, Joe. Nick is loud. Go ahead.
Because that's how you got the message of Jesus Christ, was through his apostles. He didn't write anything.
But Jesus was there. Why the fuck I gotta talk to Paul and Jesus standing right there?
What do you mean? He was standing right there. He was standing right where?
If he has apostles, Jesus is God in the flesh.
Yeah.
Jesus is right there.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to none of these.
The apostles were with Paul and clarified that message as well. Yes.
Why am I listening? Joe, lock in. Why am I listening to Paul if I could talk to Jesus?
How are you talking to Jesus?
Why do I listen to Paul if I could go directly to Jesus? Why am I talking to him?
Because you can't. How do you do that?
He wrote scriptures of the Bible, didn't he?
He did not write anything. You are incorrect.
Yes, he did.
What? What did he write?
Okay.
So show me one thing. Show me what he wrote.
Can
you show me what he wrote?
And this is why.
He didn't write anything.
This is why. Joe, shut the
You shut up. Answer the question. Answer the question.
No. I'm going to drop you since you don't know how to shut the up.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought men were supposed to be logical and emotionally
complete victory.
Yeah, what is it, stoic and all this other crap. Why are they crashing?
Literally.
Like, why?
I'm not finna listen to Paul if the instruction was to listen to Jesus. Jesus gave specific instructions. I've read and been raised on Christianity. Read the Bible. He gave instructions in the Bible, you goofy. Paul only wrote specific chapters. He didn't write the whole goddamn Bible. Duh. So again, my question to you is why am I supposed to be listening to Paul when Paul is not Jesus or God? What you gonna tell me next? Listen to Judah or Judas? That's what I'm gonna listen to next. Judas. You want me to listen to Cain while we at it? Abraham. Max, can we have your age?
Yeah, 22.
Can we assume your pronouns are he?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. Can you answer this prompt without talking about Christianity, please?
Well, Jesus says, "He who hears you hears me." The
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Does give authority to his apostles.
Excuse me. I could have sworn the instruction was without Christianity. Without Christianity. Por favor.
Well, I think that you're always going to have to be looking through this through some sort of worldview lens. Now, whether you're a secular,
at the worldview lens, I'm omitting at this current moment, since y'all can't get right, is Christianity. Use another worldview.
Why is that? Why can't we get that right? It says who? It says you?
Because y'all don't know how to interpret the Bible. Y'all don't understand the scriptures or passages. You're instructing me to listen to a man when God told me not to listen to a man. So since y'all can't get right, no Christianity, goddammit, adhere to the consent that you did not receive.
When did God say not to listen to men?
Excuse me, answer the question without Jesus. Go.
Let's just say it reduces to my preference that they do. What's the problem with that?
Why is it your preference?
It just is. That's just my preference.
I just like it.
So you have a preference for no reason?
Yeah.
Well, no, I can have all sorts of reasons, but it just ultimately will always just reduce my preference. And you have a preference that they don't, right? That wives don't submit to their husbands?
Okay, again, why do you think they should?
I just do.
Is the reason?
I just do. I just want them to submit.
Why?
Because I just do. What's your issue with that?
Yeah, what is it?
You're not giving me context. You're just saying, I
don't need to. It's just my preference. And it's just going to reduce my preference.
Then you don't need to be up here. That's how that works. If you don't want to elaborate, you don't need to be up here.
Oh, what a great time.
Imagine coming up.
I'm having a good time.
To have a conversation.
What do you want me to say? I'm having a good time.
And being like, I just do. And I'm not going to explain.
You're not allowed to use your worldview. Okay, I'll use yours because I feel like it. You're not allowed to do that either.
Right. That's literally what just happened.
You're not allowed to do anything.
I'm not going to explain a damn thing to you. That's what I just heard.
He tries to explain it. She's like, I don't want to hear that. So he switches to her view. She doesn't want to hear that either.
Jeesh Louise.
Yikes.
Go ahead and speak on the topic.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Jesus wrote.
Rachel, can we have your age?
Yeah, hi, I'm 45.
Can we assume your pronouns are she?
Yes.
Go ahead and speak on the topic.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I love your energy, girl. Oh my God, you have these men in here shaking. I love it. It's so great. But there's just one thing I am wondering, which is if we don't want to submit to men, like let's say all of us get together and we say, no more of this submission nonsense. and the men say, sorry, no more feminism, we don't like this, you're going to submit, and they decide to use force, what are we supposed to do then?
Click, boom.
Oh, you mean like use pew-pews?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, what if the men also have pew-pews?
Okay.
You think all the men with pew-pews are gonna, like, fight all the men with pew-pews?
Mm-hmm, we can, it's possible.
You think we
If
would
they want
win?
to. Yeah, they're not pew-pew proof.
Well, they're not, but the thing about it is that if we're just trying to equalize the playing field with pew-pews, they still have...
Then some of them would get got and some of them won't.
Yeah, but they're just gonna...
I don't understand.
They would super easily overpower us with physical force.
Rachel, hi. You hear my voice?
Uh-huh.
Shh. Men are not pew-pew proof and men can get beat up. Okay?
Not by...
I don't... Yes, they can. I've done it before. So, quite frankly, this tactic... All right. Enough. This tactic that you are using to try to fearmonger me into being afraid of men is not working. Okay?
No, I'm just saying it's objective.
Rachel. When I'm talking, you're not. When I'm speaking, you're not. That's a you thing, my love. That's not everybody else. And as someone that has done it before, because I had to defend myself against someone who thought he can overpower me, I would advise you to learn how to defend yourself. Okay? But it's quite possible. In your scenario, it's quite possible for to succeed in that. Because men are not stronger than women. Our strength is actually just distributed differently from our body. Women's strength is in their bottom half of their body because we give birth, we have to push babies out. Men is in longer. There's a 12% muscle mass difference between men and women. Yeah, that's genetic, okay? They're not instinctively or genetically stronger. And strategy is what wins fights, not muscle, okay? So, yes, it is quite possible. We do not have to submit to these men. We do not have to submit in relationships. We do not have to give up our autonomy and our agency to a man to be in relationships with them. I know, because I don't do that with my husband, okay? So
okay.
I need
Fair
us
enough,
to...
Fair enough.
Hey. I'm still talking. Still talking. So stop trying to fearmonger the in my space. Stop trying to be manipulative with words. Okay, Rachel? Now you can go.
Okay. Fair enough. Point taken. I just have one question. Why, in all of human history, has there never been a time that we have collectively overthrown male power using force?
Yes, it has. It has been done. You just aren't aware of it.
Okay, when?
Go look it up. Go look it up. I don't educate.
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, I do know. I don't educate for free. So go look it up.
You're lying.
Okay.
I'll
let you think that. Go ahead, Mom.
You're lying. That's never happened, and that's why you...
I was saying,
Go ahead, Mom.
imagine not knowing history and then getting mad because you refuse to do the research yourself and understand that we used to be an egalitarian society. And
okay, when?
Hello, I'm still speaking. Nobody, I definitely didn't interrupt you, so hold your, calm down. Anyways, so we used to be an egalitarian society, and there are currently
in the Stone Age
communities that are egalitarian. If you must know, it was about 10,000 years ago. I know it's hard for some people to believe because they believe in their Bible, but we were at one point.
Rachel. You know they had egalitarian societies in Asia? Do you know monk is not
true? It's all false.
Oh, okay. Literally. Hi, Rachel.